Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. Now, in theory, I'm not supposed to drive this along the road, I wouldn't have thought. I would have said that driving this along the road is not what you're supposed to do at all, because of the sheer width of it. Right, that's a really, really wide beastie right there, and therefore, I would have said that going along the road, I'm supposed to do this in 2 trips. I'm supposed to have one with the tractor and the dolly, and one with the lorry and the trailer on the lorry. That's fine, I'm going to do it like this for today. We're going to get this one up to the field so that it's ready, and then we can follow along behind with the combine, and we can get the combine ready as well. And, ooh. You see what it's doing there? There's a lot of weight on that. We've got to make some modifications to our tractor here. That is absolutely not okay like that. Which means I need to take this one back into the yard. I'll bring you in round over here. We've got a little bit of work I need to do. Something very, very important. So I'm just going to unhitch that one. And I'm going to go up over here. I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to go around over here. I'm going to go to you, and I'm going to customize, and we've got wide tires. I want wide tires and weights. So it only does rear wheel weights. Twins, standards with weights. Yeah, that's the one that I want right there. So yes, take that, jump back into you, and just put that one back on front. Now those weights, the tire weights, they do actually make a difference. They do actually genuinely make a difference when you're driving around. I've noticed this previously when I'm trying to do things. They do actually help. Can I? Oh, I don't want to get out there, but look at that. It's not pushing me at all as I'm trying to get round that corner now. It's just allowing me to do it. And it should do the same with everything else. So I'll run this up here. I could just leave it on this tractor, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to use this the proper way. We are actually going to do this properly. So I'm going to bring this one up here, and then we're going to go and get the lorry, and we're going to bring that one up. And the lorry is the one that's going to do the running from here down to the main area. So we're going to go back over to here. Tatra Phoenix, right there. Leave that one there, and the Tatra Phoenix is going to go up to the field. So this one is what is going to ferry the grain back down. 43,000 litres at a time, or thereabouts. And then, like I said, in our next year, we'll do the harvest this time round, collecting it like this, with this system that we've not done before. Next year, we'll get a bigger trailer, and we will use a grain cart. And we will grain cart from an auger wagon. We'll bring that from the combine to the trailer that will be on this truck at the edge of the field, and then we'll bring that over, and we'll do it like that. That's how we're going to do it next time round. Okay, there's you. Now I want to go to this bad boy over here, and I get you up into the field. So it's the very first time of using our Claas Lexion combine. Probably don't want to drive out through this way. I need to go straight down next to the chicken pen, or I'm going to... No, I'm not going to get stuck. I am able to make it out. That's okay. There's more space going out past the chicken pen there than you first think. When you look at it and you think of all the big tractors we've got with the double and triple wheels and stuff like that, you'd think that we'd end up getting stuck there. But we don't. Remarkably, we get through there without any issues at all. And we repeatedly get through there without any issues. Which is actually pretty cool. That is quite a cool thing. I gotta find somewhere to put this header trailer. I should have just turned the other way. We'll swing round like this. And then I'm gonna bring that back over. Ideally, in real life, it probably would have brought the header up with a different vehicle. There'd be an extra person or two helping out with this, but this is fine. We'll bring this one along here, and I'll drop the header trailer right there. So that one can stop there. Then I'm going to unfold the combine. Look at it. Here he goes. In all his magnificent glory. all unfolded. And we can look at this beast. It's an absolute monster of a combine. This is absolutely gorgeous. Let's bring that one in there. Yes, I was very disappointed, it must be said. I was disappointed with the Claas quadrant baler from this pack. And no, I'm not going to lie about that. I was disappointed, especially, you know, with the fact... enable straw swath. There we go. Straw swath enabled. I was disappointed. I'm not going to make any word of a lie about that. I was disappointed by the fact that you couldn't have... that it's not wide enough. The width isn't wide enough. But I'm confident that this one is going to make up for it. We've got a combination header on here. For the heavier crops, it's got the augers on the top, but it's also got the slight flex on it as well, with the Draper style header as well. Sort of a combination of the two fit together. We'll see how well this works. Now, I need to go Control H like that. That one is correct. That one is correct. I want to go into here and I want to increase that to 100% turn like that. Trace, width offset. Okay, I don't want to do anything else, I don't think. Headland. I've never done that. Never used that headland setting. Collision check on. That's for other... Detect connected field only. Right. That seems pretty good. So I'm going to bring that over to here, and then I'm just going to press H from this point. It goes in, and it starts working, and then it gets to that point. So it is going to dump a little bit of straw down on the ground. It's now calculating the entire size of the field, figuring out what it's got to do in there, before it goes on and continues on round. And here we go. Our combine is actually working in the field. AI vehicle extension. Is it going to work okay around the trees? It looks like it is. It seems to be doing okay with the turns and everything else. Look at that beast. Let's get rid of the map a minute, and then we can zoom in a little bit. Look at that. Look at that absolute beauty. Is that not one of the most beautiful sights you have ever seen? Look at it. Okay, this is absolutely wonderful. Yes, disappointed with the Claas quadrant baler with the width of the pickup on it. Everything else about that Claas quadrant baler was beautiful, by the way. It's absolutely stunning. But the width of the pickup on it really, really disappointed me, because that width, the working width on that combine, on that baler being what it is, means that I can't really use it out in the fields, right? It's too narrow, and I can't go and pick everything up. I'd probably be alright using it on the straw, except that what I'm thinking is the width of this... What is the width of the header? Let's go and have a look a second. I need to find out. I'm going to go to... you know what? Let's just go to the garage, and I go to here. You, right there, are 12.3 meters across. The width of our rake is 18... Well, we set it at 18.5 meters across. So what I'm thinking is 18.5 meters. Right, that one's going to come in through there, and that's a little bit withered right there from... I don't know, got too dry or something. But very close to this tree right here. But the AI vehicle extension has handled it admirably. It's not caused any problems for it. We've got an 18,000 litre tank on this combine, and so far we've only just covered half of it. We're going to get a lot of grain in here. I'm currently running at 30 frames a second in certain... Mostly when I'm looking at the yard. Although I think maybe it's the... It could possibly be the town, because there's quite a few well, actually it might be the water. I look towards the yard and the town. And if I move them out of the way, it does change a little bit. It sort of seems to chop and change between the two. I think maybe having the town in view is causing us a slight problem. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. 13,000 litres of barley in here right now. I don't think we're going to have any problem with all the patches and that with their AI extension. I think that is going to be just fine. Whether I continue to use the AI extension to do the entire field, I don't really know. I'm thinking that we will do at least three times around the outside, and then I will start working up and down the field. And also what I'm thinking is, I'm just going to press H there a minute and back you up like this, because there's one change I want to make. I'm going to go Control H like this. I'm going to go there and turn off the weight during unload. So it won't be... oops. Wait during unload. Okay. That will continue going as it is. Let you keep going like that. Right, we need to switch over and go and get our tractor. Because we don't want the truck running around the field. We want the tractor running around the field. Oops, there it is. We've got to go and catch up with it now. Bring that one all the way back round. So I think we'll do 3 times around the edge of the field. Then we will start doing the land work. But what I'm also thinking is we will use the rake and we will go and rake this field. Because that's 18.5 meters, which means it won't do all of the runs, but it will do some of the runs, and it will push them 2 into 1, so then we'll have less to do with the baler. But also, it could be interesting to set it going with the baler. If we can, like, put the baler going, doing the rounds around the outside edge. Helper Hay has got a full grain tank. It's all the way over there. Slight problem with that is that he's up against a tree, and he's going to go and wallop that tree, isn't he? That's what I'm thinking. I think we've encountered an issue here. Let me move that back. There's our issue. Right, it is closing it down, but we all know that the AI helpers are rather stupid, and that they will keep the spouts out when they try and do things like that. Let him go over to there. Right, you figure out what you do in a minute, pal. Which is... Right, it is doing it. It's just doing it in a slightly weird fashion. And I can bring you back over here. It's a little bit high on there, but it's still okay. Oops. It's not cut in too tight. And... Right, that's working okay. That's doing well, and it's going to unload quite quickly as well. So we will get a good 20-odd thousand litres of grain going into here. Yeah, if we set up a course, 18.5 meters, so that we don't like leave any little bits, and we go all the way around and we do the 18.5 meters. I mean, maybe we could do it more than that. Maybe like 18.8 meters. Actually, I'm just thinking. I'll do it at 18.8 meters, and then if it does leave any behind, if we do have any problems with that, right, that's actually emptied everything out. So I'm just going to leave this one here for a minute, and we're going to go back to watching the combine. No, I didn't need to cycle through everything. I could have just done it like that. Would have been a lot better. Yeah, we'll run all the way around doing that, and we will rake it all into position, and then we'll get the baler and we can use the same course. In theory, we should be able to drive round and it will bale everything up. And if we start with the outside rounds first, go all the way around. This is the one thing with the rake, though. With the rake, you want to do the inside work first and then finish with the headland. But with the baler, you want to do it the other way round. Because otherwise, you end up with... Actually, no, with the baler, it might work, alright? I mean, yeah, there's going to be some bits that's going to be left over on the edges all the way through. So there may be the odd bale going round. But I think it should be reasonable. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see how that works. But we'll see if we can get the course play to do the actual baling. That's kind of my next plan, is to get course play to do the baling. Next up, I want to see how well it's going to cope with this. We've got to get round to there, and we know that there is a little bit on the lower side of the hill. Over. See this bit right here? This is one bit with the AI extension that I don't really get, right? It does this weird thing like this on corners sometimes. I'm wondering if that's because of my habit of turning percentage up. Brings that over to there. And then it swings it in round. So it's done that bit all right. But it didn't need to do that. It was going around that corner without any problems. And then it sort of confused itself and decided it had to turn. So like here, it's going around this corner without any problems. Actually, it looks like it's just going to keep going right on through that. So that's good. And we're going up against the road here without any problems. It's over there. It's that bit right there. Near the edge of the road. There's one patch there that we know it struggled with. It struggled with... Is it cultivation or the plant? It struggled with something along the edge there. We had to go back over that a little. Oh, right here. It's these bits here, see? It's too much of an angle for it. It doesn't like it there. It's actually pushing the header up into the air. So it really doesn't like it. So I'm going to stop there. Crop destruction isn't a thing, by the look of it. But it was this. It's just this part of the field. And it's not anything to do with any issues with the game or with the mods that we're using. This is entirely 100% due to the shape of the field. So what I'm thinking is, if I bring it down... Yeah, that's what we need to do. I need to bring it out like that. It's the shape of the ground under the header. That's what's causing this problem here. There. It's going to do it some more still, isn't it? Now, this is fortunate that we're... It's going to really struggle with this. I was just going to say, it's fortunate that we're going to be coming back over this bit with the rake and going right to the very edge of the field. But I'm wondering if that is even going to do it. Right, the curve that we've got, and I'm thinking that we may need to do some work with landscaping just to correct this, because this is way too much. Right, see how it's sort of just sliding it out here everywhere? That is not quite right, is it? Shouldn't be doing that. I can cut it down this way. That we can do. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking that there's a part of this, like if I bring it up to there, that's absolutely fine. But it's where it curves at the bottom of the hill. That's where it's causing the problem. That bit down there. So all I want to do is I just want to tidy this up a minute. Now bring that around there. Now this obviously is not something that we want to keep doing. So we are going to have to we're going to have to find some way of working around this bit. This is definitely going to need something to change it so that we don't have this issue again in the future. And I'm thinking a little bit of landscaping just along here, and then we go back in again with the plow and tidy it up afterwards once we've done the landscaping bit. And I think that should cure any more problems that we've got with it. As soon as I get over to about here, that seems to be alright. It seems to be leveling it back. No, I've still got some more bits up here. This is something I really, really don't like. It's the fact that this is even a thing. Like, it's right down in the crop. So it's getting everything. It's getting every single part of this, and yet this is still a thing. This is still a game mechanic. This is definitely this is 100% down to game mechanics, and this is definitely a broken game mechanic. This is something here that shouldn't be happening. There's no way that this should be happening. I mean, I can't, don't get me wrong, I do kind of see where it's coming from, like, you look at this, you sort of say, well, obviously the curve of the land is too steep for a header like that to be able to work. But, I mean, if you were doing this in real life, if you were combining this little bit right here in real life, you would just adjust the height of the header as you went round, right? Your header height would be adjusted ever so slightly as you went through, and that would make a big difference to everything as you went past it. Thinking I might just bring the edge of the field back from the edge of the road a little bit, and that should cure that problem. We'll have to see. Once I've done the harvest, we'll go back in here and we'll have another look. But it's kind of like you would just lift the header up a little bit, and you would make adjustments as you went on round, and then it shouldn't give you any issues like that, right? If you're doing this in real life, there shouldn't be any problems like that whatsoever. The rest of the field is fine. It was only that one little bit there. All the way up through the rest of it, I don't think we had that issue anywhere, did we? Now, I'm not going to worry about rushing off to get the thing just yet, because I'm going to just... What's the betting? It stops, once again, right in front of the tree with the spout out. That's what I reckon it's going to do. Which is, it does... This is why I don't particularly like having trees near the edges of the fields at all. I've only kept a few trees in here because, one, I'd like to be able to see a few trees, like do the season's colour changes and stuff like that, and two, it does give a little bit of character to the map at least, because we haven't exactly got a huge amount of character on our fields and stuff right now. Although, that's something I think that maybe we should change. Maybe we should do some work at altering that. He did manage to get right round the corner there. I'm impressed with that. There we go. Right, he has done. Let's go and get our trailer. I'll just whiz on round the road. Well, not quite the road. I'll whiz on round part of the field. And no, actually, we'll go on the road. Even though we are obscenely wide at this point, I'm still going to use the road, and I'm going to follow that one round all the way. And... okay, maybe not. Let's try doing this a little tiny bit slower and a little bit more sensibly, and then we may actually get somewhere properly. This really is an absolute pig's ear of a mess over here, isn't it? This is absolutely appalling. So we're definitely going to have to do something with that. And we've got two choices. We can either just not have the field like that and like move it up the hill ever so slightly so that we're not close to the road along that bottom point and call it a ditch or something like that, or I can spend ages doing landscaping and try and correct it like that. I'm thinking actually the second option would be better. Alright, then we're not going to have to spend absolutely ages doing anything with it, and we can then go and focus on getting some other things done, which I think overall would be the better option. You know, if we're able to focus on getting some more things done, you are... I was going to say, you should be travelling along and unloading at the same time, so I don't know why you weren't for a second, but I like that the spout is out quite a long way. At the same time, I'm not sure, right? Because it is out a really long way compared to the header on the combine, isn't it? Right, it really does stick out a long way compared to any... I guess it's so that they, you know, you can put a bigger header on the combine without any trouble. So we could, if we wanted to, go and put one of those other ones on. Now, we've loaded this one up. So all we should, in theory, need to do is we go up to here, and then we unload... we offload the trailer... just here. I'm going to just back up a little tiny bit, and then the lorry can take it straight down to the farm without any trouble. So I go to there, and I lower it down like that, there, and then unhitch that bit and pull the tractor away. Then the truck will get hold of it. So I'm just going to move this one, make sure he's properly up out of the way of the combine a second. Stop that one there, and then run over to the truck over here. Start that one up. We get that trailer hooked on, and then we can go whizzing off to the farm and tip that lot out. And then we should be back in time to unload the combine. And I am not going to, tempting though it is, to just drive on the field with the truck. We wouldn't actually want to do that, because if we were like doing this in real life, let's close that. if we were doing this in real life, you wouldn't want to be driving that truck on the field because there'd be a lot more compression with that. There'd be a lot more compaction going on with the wheels and everything from the truck. Whereas with the tractor and the tracks and everything, that's why it's designed like that. It's so that you don't have a load of compaction issues. So, yeah, tempting though it would be just to go whizzing up with the truck like it is, we don't want to be doing that. We need to be avoiding driving this truck on the field at all costs, because otherwise it's going to end up causing us problems. Now, I was asking you all last week, and it's been a little while, admittedly. I was asking you all, and I've now got some answers. And you will notice when I do ask questions, there is going to be a delay between you answering and me doing anything, and that is because I am slowly building up a backlog of recordings so that, I'm going to be doing this over the next 6 weeks so that, I do this anyway. A lot of you are now familiar with how I do this. I start building up a backlog of recordings so that I can have a bit of time with my family for different things. And, of course, Christmas is coming up. I know that it's only November, so it's still a bit early to be talking about Christmas very much. But I am going to be talking about it because I need to start preparing for it now. I'm starting on all of my series to get ahead of things. So when I talk about something in a video, it could be a couple of weeks before I'm able to give a response to comments or anything like that. And so I talked about where I wanted the new cow pens, and then I got people to give votes on that. So it does take a while to filter through. It's because I'm building up a backlog of videos so that come Christmas, I can take a week off. Now, I took a couple days off over the summer, and I didn't take a full week or anything like that. I just took a few days here and there because I'd built up a backlog and spent, and had a load of day trips with my family, which is absolutely brilliant. But for Christmas, I am planning to have a full 7 days off. I won't be answering comments. I won't be doing anything else over Christmas, apart from what I've absolutely got to. And so I will probably end up answering comments over Christmas. I will probably end up answering some comments over Christmas. That was appallingly done, that was. Absolutely appalling. So, yeah, I will... Oh. Okay. I need to put that on there, like that. So, yeah, I will probably end up answering comments over Christmas. But the idea at the moment... Oops. That's the one I want. There. Right. Lift that trailer up. That's what I'm trying to do. The idea is that I get ahead on my recordings, and then over the Christmas period, I will be having a week off. And I'm going to have a full week off. It's going to be a complete full 7 days completely off. Now, all of my videos will go up as normal, apart from possibly the time-lapse. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that one yet. I may end up not doing the time-lapse, but I don't know. I've been looking at the calendar and sort of planning out how and where I can do things, and I may end up not cancelling the time-lapse. I may end up doing that. The only thing that definitely won't be happening over the Christmas period is the Friday between Christmas and New Year, there will not be a live stream. That definitely won't be happening. As for the time-lapse, at the moment, I don't know, but it's kind of looking promising. It's got to be said. Oh, look at this. We're dead center. I know. I don't know if that's carefully calculated. It could actually be carefully calculated because compaction is such... Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode. So we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like? And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.